welcome to Hooray It's Thursday. Today is the 19th of May and welcome. This is take two because I dropped the phone. So it just all went wee and then it wouldn't turn around and do what it needed to do. It wouldn't go into my holder. So welcome to Hooray It's Thursday. Today I posed a question on the forum and that was, who wants to see me do something with Jar of Flowers, which is an old favourite that mine hasn't seen ink yet, but it's an old favourite. It's a returning stamp set from the previous catalogue, or Bottled Happiness, which is the one I used last week, but it's a new stamp set. It's also available as a bundle, but our Jar of Flowers doesn't have any sentiments. So quite frequently, or you'll need to combine it with something. And I thought, why not? They're both stamps and with a punch. So we'll see how we go. I am winging it. I'm just going to be doing it. I've got a couple of little ideas in my head. I am playing with our in colours because we've got the great in colour promotion at the moment, so that you can join and get extra in colour goodies worth about $116 added to your already $235 worth of great products for $169 total. Okay, and you even get free shipping with that, so you're saving 6% shipping on top of it. So without further ado, because I am late, I had to wait for the phone to get some juice happening. I will turn you around, and this time I'm going to hold really tight to the phone and hopefully I don't drop it again. So if you're one of those people that get a little bit seasick, now's the time to close your eyes. I'll tell you when to open them, because you don't want to look at my messy ceiling. Now, good. Right, I am going to try and shove this into my phone holder without dropping it. How's that? Look fairly straight, don't we? And yep. All right. Okay. So I do have in front of me both the Jar of Happiness. Oh, sorry. I'm mixing both the words up. The Jar of Flowers, which is a stamp set which has a little jar punch that goes with it. There used to be some little sticky outy things, but they're no longer available, but we can get them in our bottle. I don't have one. I don't have them. So, yeah, I don't have the little bottly things, so we'll sort of see how we go. Okay? But they're really cute. I do need to get them onto my, what's that called? I need to get them into my next order, because I think that they're really cool, and there's some really nice little bits of blingy, sequiny stuff that can go in them. So I will put my AirPods in, because I'm hoping that will mean that you can hear me better. So for those that are watching, if anyone wants to give me a thumbs up to say that you can hear me, because at the moment I can't hear. Can you hear me? Or did it change or not? I don't know if they're working. Oh, okay. Are you working? Yep, thumbs up. They're working. Sweet. Okay. I can't hear anything that's going on around me, so that's probably a good thing. I can just hear myself talking. So we've got the Jar of Flowers with its little cute jar, and the Bottled Happiness with its little cute jar. So I decided that I'd set myself a challenge, and then everyone made it really hard, because I was thinking, oh, which one? I can do something with both of them. And then I just thought I'll add all the combinations. So I'll just make myself a little bit of room. I don't know where to start. I've pulled out some of our Sweet Sorbet designer series paper. I know I was playing with it last week, and I just love the colours. I do love the in colours. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Cheryl. It's good to see everyone. All right, on my take two effort. So I thought I'd play with Sweet Sorbet today, even though I'm a real green fan. It was very hard to steer clear of the green. Okay, and I will be putting dots on this one because I think that's what it needs. Both of these are photopolymer stamp sets, so ideally you need a mat. So I'm going to put, oh, I've got a daughter home from school. I'm going to put my mat under there, And let me think, what shall I do with it? Okay, so I got a piece of basic white, one for the inside, one for the outside. Okay, I might end up trimming that down, I'll see, because I can't. Well, sunflowers are out because the new Stampin' Blends don't have the Stampin' Blends have got yellows, plenty of yellows, and I think I like yellow sunflowers, but they don't have a yellow in the in colours, and I've only added one colour to the in colours. I'm sorry, I'm taking them out. They're all new, so I'm just taking them out of the packet. Got my phone charged. Yes, it was one of those things. I was playing on it and I went, ugh. Okay, so, okay. Miss Donna's here. She's saying how she's glad I got my phone charged. Yeah, I was just playing on it and I thought, oh, hold on a second. It's 2:45. Oh, I've only got like a tiny little bit left. Hopefully I still don't run out. It didn't charge real fast as I wanted. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Jar of flowers, this would have to be my favourite image because it's got sunflowers on it. Sunflowers are one of my most favourite flowers. That and gerbras, and so far we don't have very many gerbera. I don't think I've ever seen a gerbera stamp, although you could probably turn one of the previous daisies into a gerbera. Now I need this bottle, and you'll notice, see how on the inside of the packet it's a little bit grey, or a lot grey? That's because these are two-sided. These are really cool. So if you stamp one side, you're going to get the lines. And if you stamp the other side, you're going to actually get a graded out effect around your image, like on your image. So that is really cool because it makes the jars look solid, like they're actual glass. This one here, you could use it as a small container, but it also works for, if you've turned it over, it also works for the liquid. Right. Oh, hi, Michelle. Yes, it would be nice to have a gerbera. I love gerberas. They're my favourite. And we've got so many great colours that we could use as a gerbera, but that's all right. So today I think, I need to see the picture on the front. I think looking at the colours I've got, because essentially I'm thinking that I might use these ones for my flowers, these for my leaves. So we've got our, and you'll notice there's thick and thin, and then our name in 3 different languages. This one's a sweet sorbet. There's a dark and a light. This one is the light, the orchid oasis. Don't say that too fast. And this is my favourite, parakeet party. It's green. So I'm thinking that this little one, although that's got stock in it and tulip, so too many decisions. But I'm thinking this one's going to work for what I want to do with it. So I need to get that one out. And it's a nice big, hi Chris. Lots of people joining us today. This one's a nice big stamp. So we need a nice big block. This is our size D block. Let's pop that on there. Fits relatively perfectly. You can put them on sideways a little bit if you need to. You want as minimal, you want it to go on the smallest block you can afford for space, because then you get less area around here for getting bitsy stuff everywhere. Now I am going to need my stems for this one. So I've added to my in color bunch of colors, I've added my old olive because the parakeet party was just going to be too bright. So I figured I might need a combination. There is a little jar lid, but if you've got flowers in a jar, you're not having a lid on them, are you? So I thought I'm going to pinch the sentiments from here. Okay, so overflowing with happiness, that's what my jar's going to be doing. Although I do like this wine for why not, but that's okay. I've got some other ideas for the day when I get to choose what we do with it. I think I might use this little one here. I'm not sure. So, but I'm definitely using the sentiments out of there. Okay. The other thing I pulled in, and I'm going to stamp it first because it's going to need some time, is some vellum. And my team members know how much I love this. And I'm thinking that because we're going to put a little bit of water in a jar, rather than stamp it on there, I'm actually just going to do that. Okay. So I've just put a little bit of that's the light Tahitian tide. Oh, they smell so good. Light Tahitian tide onto my vellum. And then I'm going to turn it over and see how it's quite subtle. All right, because water's not really blue, is it? But, we want to give us a sense of blue water. And then I'm going to stamp it. The reason why I'm doing this now is, yes, vellum is paper. It is not plastic, although sometimes you would sort of be led to believe that it potentially could be plastic. But I want it to have, chance to dry. It doesn't dry as fast as our beautiful basic white or any of our other cardstocks. This is a new stamp set. I think I need to clean it because look at that image. It's not very good at all. Okay, that's going to stamp very yucky. I obviously didn't clean it before. Okay, excuse my very messy damp and chamois. This means my flower's going to need this treatment as well. Just to get any bits of yuck off from the manufacturing process. Let's see. Still a little bit bodily. So I'm just going to grab my Stamparatus. Just ducking across the corridor, across the room. Oh. You're going, why are you getting that? Well, because then I get more than one hit. Okay, so I'll move that out of the way. Come on, Mr. Magnet. These are nice, tough magnets. Okay. Because I want my jar, I'm going to do it upside down too. I want my jar to be nice and dark. I'm going to stamp it more than once. So I want it perfectly in the same spot every time. So I'll take it off here. I'm just going to put half a jar of water. About that. Hope that's the way it goes in the punch. I didn't look. Okay. Put that on there. That's the front. That's where I coloured. I want to do this on the other side. Okay. And I feel like I'm doing this khaki-handed. I'm right-handed, not left-handed, so I will turn her around. All right. So by doing it this way with the Stamparatus, I can hit it more than once, and it's going to land in exactly the same spot every time. Okay. I'm going to set that aside to dry. So I'm just, when I ask later where have I put it on the table behind me. All right. Because sure as eggs, I'm going to forget. Okay. So now we'll do everything else. All right. So I probably will end up cutting this down. Okay. Little tip for the day is alcohol markers need a water-based ink that they're going to colour over. Water-based markers need an alcohol-based ink that they're going to colour over. So when we're using our Stampin' Blends for colouring, we're going to use Memento because Memento is a water-based ink. So alcohol markers are alcohol-based. Right, so that is a nice big image. I was actually thinking about, but I really want to use my jar. Okay. No, I'm using my jar. Okay, so My stamp's all the way over there. I'm thinking my jar over the top of that, flowers over the top of that. Hopefully I'll get them in the right direction. That way. But then I was actually going to, let me just have a play. We'll see what we come up with. What do you reckon? Okay. I quite frequently do this. I just stamp stuff, and then if I don't like it, nobody sees it. But that's not going to happen today. I'll start up here. Oh, that's a nice flower. They're going to look really good coloured in. And then if I do, hold your tongue right, everyone. That. Okay. What happened there? Oh, I missed a leaf. Okay. Shh. Nobody knows. I don't think my bit of paper is big enough. Okay, and I want to put this baby. I'd normally stand up to make sure I wasn't going over anything here. Don't like it. Try again. Last week we fussy cut. I'm thinking I might need to fussy cut again, but I don't know if I bought my scissors. Oh, yep, there they are. All right, I just had an idea. So if I go like so, can you feel the design process going through my head? I can. I want that to go that way a bit. Like that. Ew, where did I get all that from? Let's see if I like it before I chuck it out. You know what? I don't. That piece of card does not belong here anyway. Yes, there is always two sides to every piece of cardstock, and I just stuffed both of them, Donna. Okay. What I was trying to do, and I think this image is, I've come to the conclusion this image is probably too big, is I'm trying to do one at each end and one at each side so that I ended up with like a space that I could put something over the top in the middle. But it's not working. So let's see how many images I end up with here. Nothing on my fingers. One. Turn you around. Okay, so if you had to pick a favourite colour out of the in colours, so I know I've got a couple of demonstrators on here with me. Which one would it be? The brand new in colours. So you've got your sweet sorbet. Got me to pull them in as I say them, so that you can make a decision. You've got your sweet sorbet. You've got your Tahitian tide. I need to stamp this one. Try not to stamp twice in the same spot. You've got your Starry Sky, that's the darkest blue. You've got your Orchid Oasis, which is the nice purple. And the best for last. No, then you've got Parakeet Party. Oh, sorry, off the screen, can't see. Well, so which ones would your, everybody know, I'm a green girl. My first two colours that I ever bought when I first started purchasing Stampin' Up, Old Olive, and I may have shared before what other ones there were. I'm going to leave that as that. Let's move that to the side. I still don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I sort of do. Okay, where's my snips? Who knows what? If I bought Old Olive and I'm a green girl as my first ever Yeah, Starry Sky is pretty nice. Yes, I like the type. I like them all. Yeah, have you got one of the mugs, Donna? One of the things that we can get is new mugs. They're the thermal mugs. And if I remember correctly, Donna, you'll correct me, we can all get them. Not just demonstrators, everyone can get them, but still nice to add to your kit if you're getting a kit. But they're thermal mugs and they're glittery, and they're an ombre glitter in the new in colours. So you can show your favourite colour some real love. But I haven't decided which one I'm getting yet, hence I haven't got any because I'm still sitting on, and no, I don't need two. So excellent, we can all buy them. So yes, you could add one of those to your kit. You'd have to take, if you're looking at my kit from last week that I suggested, I've gone completely off track here, then you would actually have, normally have to hold my tongue right when I'm fussy cutting. You would actually have to take something out of your kit to be able to do it, but that's all right. What I was saying is, when I joined Stamping Up, my favourite colour was Old Olive, and I bought two other colours. One has since gone with those, and one still remains. I don't suppose what anyone, if anyone that's watching could guess. My Auntie Lol's watching, so I reckon she'll remember, if anyone's going to remember. Or if anyone wants to guess, then that's a different kettle of fish, but I actually think my auntie will remember which one I bought, because I really love, well, that was really hard, pumpkin pie. Yes, Donna. I really loved the autumn hues. So I really loved that they were warm to me, which was nice. See how I've stamped off? Are you all wondering how I'm going to get around that? Well, I'm going to show you. Okay. I was a real autumn hues and worked with real warm colours when I first started. Now every colour gets lots of love, and I have a new favourite every week. So that one I've already chopped off. So I'm actually going, this looks like I don't know, a gum leaf or something that's in there with those sunflowers, like rows of, those nice silky oak gums. I'm just going to trim it so that you don't know, and then I'll put it near the edge. All right. Are they like I don't know what sort of, oh, you did cheat, Donna. Yes, we have had that conversation. Well, then well done for remembering. So I now try and love every colour because they all have their advantages. We all have our favourites. Oh, here goes the phone again. I'll be glad when this election's over. I'm a bit over all of the phone calls for the, who to vote for and all that sort of stuff. I'm doing what the New South Wales Nurses Association says to do. I don't care what anybody else wants. I want safe staff-patient ratio numbers. And they've done their research, so I'm just going to follow their little bit of paper that they sent me and do my thing. All right. So, yes, so I used to love all the warm colours. This month with the kit, you're going to end up with this colour family, and they're all bright and cheery and happy, and they're just lovely. So I've bought separately, which if you're getting the kit, you could just add to part of your kit. Ta-da. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of flowers. My jar's going to be very full if I put it on my jar, which I will. The jar will be on there, but it's just going to be a matter of whether they're going to be at the front or at the back. Okay. And they have to go up that way. All right, because I don't want that to look like Bodgy Brothers Incorporated has cut it out, I'm actually cutting that leaf off. And I'm very tempted that this one's going to go as well. So, see that leaf? You never saw it. Because now, it just looks like a full, what's going to be a very, very full jar. Right. So, these nice big flowers, I know what I didn't grab. Yes, I do remember pumpkin pie is your least favourite. What do you think of crushed curry, Donna? Because that's another one of my favourites. But then so's Bermuda Bay. I've got my white. I forgot my colour lifter. Okay. So this little beauty is a white pen. Essentially, it's called a colour lifter. So if I put too much colour on, it says colour lifter, but it's actually colour shover. So it's going to shove it all the way down to the bottom. Now, I didn't want to add another colour, so I'm just going to put a little bit of, this is the dark in the centre of these babies. You don't have to be neat. You don't have to be tidy. They look a bit like petunia-ish or, they also look a bit like, what are they called? I don't mind it with Night of Navy. Pumpkin pie and Night of Navy are very nice, and so is crushed curry and Night of Navy. Oh, wrong one. This is the light. These look a bit like camellias, is that the word I'm looking for? So I could have a bit of fun. This one here's the light one. Okay, so I'm just putting it a bit around the edges of the petals, not all over the petals, because I don't know about your camellias, and plus this is a very quick way of colouring. It's a bit like, I feel like I'm cheating a bit. I'm just going around the outer edge of this one as well. I don't know what colour I'm going to make that flower, because that sort of looks the same, but it's a lot fuller. Right, we'll do these two first. And then I'm going to use this baby and get rid of some of my lines. It might not work to what I'm thinking in my head's going to work. Not really. But essentially I want to push away that hard line and make it a soft line. It's also dragging some of the colour up into the other bits. So I'm just essentially squeaking all over it, but I just want to make that edge a little bit more subtle. Even though you do get that, I don't know if you've noticed, they're a bit veiny like. So when you're looking at the actual flower, and I think that's going to work. That flower looks nice. Let's see this one. So when I shove it around a bit, I get a little bit of colour that goes all over. So I give it all a big nice wash with the colour lifter that's, let's see, shoving it underneath. Okay, so I just little bits. I just want it to be really, I want it to be noticeable on the edge, but not so much in the middle. And now I've realised, aren't you lucky you get 6, oh, there's 6 of them in that colour. Okay. So if I was to do this one up here, the light's not much lighter than the actual dark. See how heavy it is? Okay, and this one's this flower. I want that one as well. Right, you're going to tell me which ones you like. So the 2 at the top. Right, so there's 2 at the top. They're running a bit. And there's 2 at the bottom. But these are very dark red. They're pretty though. Okay. So I'm thinking, because I've had to use lots of colour lifter on that, it's bled a little bit. I'm thinking that looks better, especially if I come along and I add a little bit of this to it. Just where my petals are. See? That's better. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to fix up the one down the bottom. All right. Okay. That looks better. So we'll fix up the one down the bottom. Okay. So I was looking at my calendar and I was thinking about all the great things that Stampin' Up have got coming up. We've got Backstage for anyone that's Silver Elite title and above, which I'm seriously thinking about going to. I'm counting some numbers first. We've got an on-stage event, which everybody's welcome to. All Stampin' Up demonstrators can go to that. The next one of those is in Sydney. My suggestion is that you join now so that you get all the details, and as soon as it opens up you can sign up because they fill up fast. I shared last week about the a little kit that you could get, which was a great starter kit. But if you're someone that has not done, and it's the wrong one. If you're someone that has not done stamping before, it will be great. Otherwise, it's just going to be a matter of stocking up on all your goodies. This one's the light. I'm just putting a bit of light on there because I've actually made them both now very dark. I'll give that one an extra petal. And we'll just shove a little bit of colour out. So one of the things that I love about Stamping Up is the sense of community. Yeah, Michelle, on stage is so much fun. The best one I ever went to, I will admit, was the one in Florida for the 35th. It was the 35th anniversary of Stampin' Up worldwide, and it was a ball. I've never. I think there was about 5,000 demonstrators all in one place, and man, they were excitable. I've never seen so many women and men. Lots of men, actually. I was quite surprised. Tony wasn't alone because my husband comes to them to support me and he doesn't like feeling like he's missing out, I think. It was just absolutely amazing. Okay, so what color am I going to do those? Let's make them a bit forget-me-not-ish. This is light orchid. I'm hoping it's not too dark. No, I think it'll be good. Okay. I only want, this time I really only want a little bit of colour. Because I want it just on the tips. So on stage is in Sydney. There's one in Sydney in November, and it's for demonstrators. There's lucky door prizes. There's demonstrations of new product. You get to see new product first. You get to order new product first. Lots of benefits about being a Stampin' Up demonstrator come to light when you go to on stage. One of the things I really, really love is a sense of community. I get to see people I haven't seen for ages. We're a huggy bunch, I'll give you the heads up. Let's get rid of some of that pink off there. We're all actually very excited to see everyone. We're excited to see new people. We do swaps so that we share our ideas. It's nothing like that I'd ever experienced before. And once I'd been to one, I wasn't missing any. I presented at one in Melbourne a few years back now. Gosh, a lot of years back now. my husband was the first one he'd missed in ages. He didn't come with me because he had tickets to see Midnight Oil. It was on an Armistice Day, and Midnight Oil were playing at. Oh, that's a pretty flower. They were playing at the Domain in Sydney, and he had tickets for that. So he had a clash, and he said, "Well, I've already got these tickets. I'm going to this." And he went to that with my brother, which I am so glad that he did. And they had a ball. I presented in Melbourne. I met some amazing people. I became very close friends with some other great demonstrators. I'm not sure. Yeah, they do give you a bunch, don't they? They get Stampin'. Michelle just commented that they give us a bunch of good stuff. They give you heaps of stuff. You go home with a big swag full of things. If those people that fly in, you don't want to bring only hand luggage or only check hand luggage, because there's way too much stuff to take home. So Tony missed me presenting. It was funny, I was excited to get my stamp set. I was a little bit nervous about getting my stamp set because I didn't know what they were going to send me. And I don't know if you've looked through the catalogue, there's actually quite a lot of genres all genres are catered for, but there's some stamp sets that I don't know if you've noticed that I gravitate more to than others. I don't usually play very much with a lot of the florals, but there's a lot of florals to choose from, so it's a bit hard to not play with them all the time. And yeah, I'm just sort of thinking I really like things that I can colour in, things that I can play with, things that I can do something different with. There's another dark. All right. Gosh, some of you are going to want to check back in with me later rather than when I put this up on YouTube. I'm thinking I will speed up my colouring in because I've underestimated how long colouring takes. It's actually quite therapeutic though. Oh, there's a whoopsie. No one will know. And my flowers are looking pretty sneak. Did I put any? Doesn't look like I've like. Whoa, didn't want to do that. You do need to clean your. That leaf's got petal's got a bit of pink on it now. Okay. I'll speed this up when I put it up on YouTube. So, but yeah. Michelle, are you headed to Sydney when we go in November? Because we actually have choice. So not only is there Sydney, I think there's Perth. Is it Brisbane or Adelaide? I think there's 3 places, or the other one might be New Zealand. I'm not sure. I can't remember. All right, so I've done those ones. A little bit of green. Let's have some green. Do these little leaves in dark, in really bright green. I did bring over and I'm going to do these in bright greens. Where are they here? I did bring over the old olive though, so I will add it to my colour palette because there's some really big leaves in here as well. Yes, you do need those buttons before then. I haven't forgotten them. They're flat out like a lizard drinking, as the saying goes. I hope one of those buttons has my name on it. Just saying. Alright. This one's the light old olive. Oh, you guys need to be dark green. Where did my big... Oh, I chopped them off, didn't I? Yep. So... Okay. What else have we got in this colour palette that I can play with here? Put a little bit of highlight on here. Put a little bit of highlight on here. Okay, so these ones here, I would probably do a grey colour, but I'm going to have to pretend they are a little bit of a, almost like a stock. Is that what those old-fashioned pokey flowers are called? They're like big stalks of flowers, like big, they're really tall. The actual flower stem's really tall. My gardening brain's not letting me know what I'm talking about at the minute. I'm leaving a little bit of them white. Oops, they're there. I realised I missed. So they're not real neat, but that's okay because it actually adds to the effect. And we've got where's my dark? This one here's, that's light Starry Star. I want dark Starry Star, and I want the pointy end. And these little circuit, they're like, I don't know, maybe another little flower in a different colour. But today they're dark starry sky. I need to do those leaves that I've just found that I missed. And I want to put, no, I probably should do that with green. I would normally do it with a grey, but made a mess. Get rid of that blue off my tip. Don't really want that. Don't really like that. It's always going to be there as a bit of a stainy looking thing, but that's okay. I'll make it look like it was supposed to. Right. These ones I'm just going to do a little bit light. Bit of ruffle around the colour, around the edges. A bit like I wanted to do that initial one. And yes, I am putting it all on before I pull out the white pen, because I can. Yep, stock. Thanks, Chris. I thought that might have been the case. Okay. I hope this turns out all right. I'm sort of playing as I go. To me, it's looking okay as it is already, but I'm a bit hard to please. Okay. And I have to put a little bit more extra of this mark on if I've let them dry. And this is a new one, it's nice and juicy. If I was using more than my this palette, these would be a different colour. They'd look really cool in a daffodil colour. They'd look really cool in actually they'd look really nice in Fruity Flamingo too. That stands out quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Now, I think I showed you last week, I've got all these ends, but sometimes what I do is I also cut them out. And I think that's going to work. Could put it over there where the Bodgy Brothers bit was, but I actually need it here where Need it there. Let me grab my vellum, because I'd like to think can't tell. I'd like to think it was dry, but it's not. So you have to be really careful with that bit still. I've got to try not to smudge it. Everybody wish me luck. Okay. You don't want me blowing on it with the... Okay. Wobbly. If I wanted to, I could cut these flowers out and pop them up, and that'll just give a bit of a different look. I did my jar a bit crooked, but you know, that's okay. That's the side it's supposed to go up. So, where else? Is that big enough? I'm just thinking it will look better if it has white under it. It will. Okay, so there's a white piece. Because I want to stamp these guys. So I'm thinking that I would have stamped them in Old Olive, but I could stamp them in the paragraph. Do that. Hi, Vicky. You caught me today because I'm running late. I'm still here. So I haven't cleaned this one yet, so I'll give it a bit of a scrub because it's the new one. So we've been stamping with some of our blends. We've been using our new in colours. And I'm just going to put these guys in here as a guide, because I'm actually going to colour them. Oh, got to have your muscles about you at times. And you can colour them because this is water-based ink. Gotta hold your tongue right so that you actually get. I'm thinking, oh, I nearly coloured the white what needed to be, that wasn't stem. That bit's stem. And yes, you can tell. Okay. Because that is going to sit over there. How am I going to adhere it, you're saying? Well, because I'm actually going to put a bit of ribbon on it, there's two different ways I can stick it on. I can use 2 glue dots, and because that's still wet, I'm going to put them up the top around the neck of the bottle. So I always take whatever I'm putting glue dots on to the glue dots, because then they seem to behave better. Because otherwise you end up with glue dots stuck to like that one. Come on. Okay. And there you cannot see the glue dots. And my jar looks like it's standing up a little bit. I could put another one down underneath that bottom corner, but we'll see how well it sticks down first. So, because flowers sit like they're over the edge of a jar, these ones are going to sit like that. And it looks a little bit similar to last week's card, but there's way more colour in. Now, for my sentiment, because I've made the biggest, the fullest jar ever. Hi, Nadia. I'm going to put on here. Oh, you might be in luck. So what I've done is I've got all these edges. When I cut out my bits for the inside of my card, like my little bits, I get all these edges left over. I can put any color I want, but I'm going to put the black. So I then go along, sometimes when I'm just sitting in front of the television, you can do that no-brainer sort of stuff. I just have to bring this closer to me to make sure I get it in the middle and straight. But I've got heaps of them. Overflowing with happiness. Because that's what's happening. Yeah, so I've got heaps of them. And I just sit that way. Hi, Bron. Oh, that's not the right one. I can then do them while I'm watching telly. I can just keep cutting out sentiment bits so that I've got them handy. Supposed to make me quicker, but colouring in does not make me quicker. I've come to that conclusion. This needs to go on dimensionals. That could actually have these ones here could very easily be cut out and popped again. Be like, has anyone ever done paper towel? It was one of the things I used to love doing. I made some amazing paper towel things when I was younger. I think the best one I ever made, just going to make sure that's in the right spot, was actually of a racehorse that won the Melbourne's Cup. I can't remember what its name was, but I used 10 A3 sheets of pictures of horses. Okay, anyone want to vote on one colour? What colour ribbon should we use? This is the one that goes with the sweet sorbet, but I think it's too pink. I'm thinking the green. So if you're quick, I'll let you have a choice. If not, I've picked green. So before I cut it, because I'm thinking that needs a bow and tied down there, I'll just stick my dimensionals under my, I love paper towel. Oh, Michelle's saying that she did one with a purple. Cheryl, you're so predictable. Michelle said she loves paper towel. She did one with a photo, then she put a photo of a sun on the page. That looked pretty amazing. I mainly did ones that were paper that I could cut up and I could buy extra prints of it. It didn't matter if I stuffed it up. So, but the one of the racehorse took me so many hours. And then it cost me an absolute bomb to get framed. But it was worth it. My family, when I was growing up, had TABs. So racehorses were a thing that we were all very familiar with. All right, so nobody's voting for my lovely parakeet party that I really want to use. Chris has said Starry Sky. Cheryl said purple, which is our Orchid Oasis. I can't say that fast, sorry guys. Cheryl's very predictable. That purple's her favourite colour. Green's my favourite colour. Any more votes? All right. So, let's get that one. This is the Orchid Oasis. I did with the stamp they're using at the moment. Oh, okay, nice. Right. That will look really nice. This is Starry Sky. This is really pretty, this ribbon. It's going to look nice anyway. That will look really nice. But so far, sorry, Chris, I'm leaning towards the Orchid Oasis. Oh. Okay, Orchid Oasis for the win. That's going to cover up that bit that I didn't like. What do you reckon? How good does my jar look? See, I could put that anywhere. I got some bodgy in there I didn't like when I tried to put a bit of green leaf in the background, but because to me there was too much white. Actually, you know what I could do? Don't you just love it when it comes to you like that? Stick you under there. You know, no, I stamped them all as one. I should leave them all as one. I am tempted to. All right, should I cut them up? Maybe not. I want to cut them up and move them closer. What do you reckon? Bunch them up a bit. Even though I stamped them all as one. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Because it's not going to take me, because the colouring in is the longest bit. Oh, can't get around that corner. I've moved the dimensionals. This is not fun, this bit. This is called real winging it. Oh, can't get in there properly. These are the best snips ever. Yeah, that looks really dodgy now. I should have left it alone. Okay. Should have left it alone. All right. Okay. Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but I'm now cutting this one a bit closer because this one's going to sit on top of that one that I've just got sitting down there on my table. It's really awkward with the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals already on the back. I'll just give you the heads up. You might want to leave them off before you cut it up. And around that one. This is how you clean it up if you've done a messy bit around the edge. Okay. See, and no one knows any better if I do that right. Really, it changes the effect that I was after. But that's all right, because here is my big one to hold my gap. Okay, so I'm going to take the dimensionals off this. They do come off. You have to gently prise them. If you don't have fingernails, the tip of your scissors or a take your pick tool will help. They don't stick as well the second time. So I know that's got way too many dimensionals on there now, but these are not going to be any use anywhere else, so they might as well sit under there and support that one. Okay, so this one is going to get stuck down hard. That one there is going to get stuck on over the top with my dimensionals. And it's going to get stuck there, like so. Okay. Right. Thanks, Cheryl. Cheryl's telling me it looks good. It's taking way longer than I would like. Right, that one's down. And this one, let's take these backs off. Find these things everywhere. Stuck to the dog fur, in the bed. Best place ever was when I was went to one of the on stages I was telling you about, and it was in Sydney, and we stayed at some place in North Sydney. Anyway, when we when we came home, we'd been crafting in the room, and there were some rooms with some stuff still in them and whatnot. we've been crafting in the rooms, and when we came home, one of my friends posted on their Facebook page that they were staying there a couple of weeks later or a week later, and they're going, I see that they don't clean these rooms very well. And I said, oh, why is that? She said, look what I found. And there was a dimensional thing still there from the week before. So, oopsie. All right, that didn't work. Okay, we want one. I'm going round, round. I want 3. And squeeze. You know how florists do those really lovely bows? Right, so I've wrapped it around my fingers 3 times. I should have already had a knot ready to slip it into, but I didn't. So now I've got to hold it at the same time, which means it's going to be hard for you to see. I've got a knot just tied in this bit, right? And then I'm going to shove that bit through my knot. So I'll make it bigger. Right. Shove my ends through there. And then I'm going to pull that tight. So you know how when you get a bunch of flowers, they've got that really pretty, lots of loopy. Yeah, it hides the multitude of sins, Brian, telling me that it's up there. You know, you get those when you buy a bunch of flowers, they've got all those loopy, bowy things. Right, this is what I'm trying to do here. You do end up with extra. That's that one. This one. Here comes Mavelicious to say hello. Let's tie a double knot on that. You guys can't see her. She's sitting on my shoulder. Oh, she's nice and warm. Freezing here. So, thanks, Maeve. You just made a big banging noise on my earbuds.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so I'll just cut these 2 off because they're my straggly bits. Because that's actually part of my bow there. And we'll cut this one down here. Alright. So now I've got a bow with multiple bows on it. And I'm going to just stick it on the glue dot and stick it under there. So, I had a nice rolled up glue dot before. Ah, that's because there's some on the outside still. Okay. There's another one. They're leftovers from class. Get on there. Okay, so I'll just stick that up in there. But it's a little bit floppy, but that's okay. Now, because I've already got dimensionals under here, I'm not going to put another dimensional under this bit, but I will put it under that end, just so that it is level with everybody else. Yes, I will agree, Cheryl, the purple, or as we know it, Orchid Oasis does look perfect. It is a beautiful colour. Do I take the thing off? Nope. And I'm actually going to push that to the edge there of my dotty paper. Wow, that was a mammoth effort. What have I got here? Oh, wow, they're pretty. These are the glossy dots. Let's put some glossy dots on it because you've got to have some sequiny sort of stuff. And I'm thinking, I wonder which colour's going to work best on this red. I feel like I'm going to stab myself with it if I do it with that. I'm thinking this one might. Just hide that little thing there. Put another one up here. And I'll put one down here. What do you reckon? Mammoth effort. So, I'm not going to do it now, but I have to do an envelope and I have to do the inside because the inside needs to be done as well. But I'll finish up now. Thank you all for joining me. If you're watching this on replay, please hit the subscribe button, and so that you don't miss an episode whenever I'm on. I go live on Facebook. You want close up, please, Brian? Okay, I'll give you close up. As in, oh, my phone's going, you're on 10% battery. Okay. Hopefully I didn't do that too fast and the phone kept up. What do you reckon?